can perhaps tell us, except for the freedom that we all know that we're celebrating today, Mamunaledi Pando, what is the one thing that you believe that South Africans of all colors and creed should never take for granted?
Well, firstly, creating a framework that enshrines the rule of law is very important, and having checks and balances in our society. Before, Parliament could do what it liked and decide there'll be a 90-day detention without any right to legal representation. They could decide that you'll be under house arrest. You had no recourse to law. It was like an edict. We now have checks and balances. Our people can go to the Constitutional Court. They can approach institutions such as the Human Rights Commission, and their rights will be honored. It is our obligation to do so. So I think bringing the removal of arbitrariness in law has been an absolutely important gain of freedom.
Thank you very much, and thank you for allowing us to ambush you. Let's see who else we can ambush quickly without tripping myself with the cables. All around here, the eminent persons, the ministers, the deputy ministers, traditional leaders, and of course, Mapisa-Nqakula was the defense minister. Thank you for allowing us to ambush you. What is the one thing, as a defense minister in particular, this is an auspicious moment for you, but what is the one thing that you think South Africans should never take for granted, except for the freedom?
Well, we should never take our freedom for granted. The fact that we have a right to vote today, the fact that we have a freedom of expression, freedom of association, those to me are the most fundamental and critical elements of what we are fighting for. I think that South Africa has done very well, and I think that for 20 years, if you're talking about 20 years really, it's a very short period to deal within which we have dealt with some of the backlog of about 300 years of deprivation by the majority of South Africans.
Thank you for being a good sport. Mapisa-Nqakula. We're taking it back to you, Peter, in the studio as we wrap up here from the Union Buildings.